We saw the Globe and Mail report today that 5 members of the 2018 World Junior team have been told to surrender to London police to face charges of sexual assault. The players haven't been named. What can you tell us about this situation?
Well, it's a story that continues to evolve, and I think we're kind of, at least at this very moment in time, at a bit of a standstill, because we had this explosive report today from the Globe and Mail, which indicated that 5 members of the World Junior team from 2018 have been ordered to surrender to London police to face charges of sexual assault. No charges have been filed. We're still at the point where no one obviously has been charged yet. And it's led to rampant speculation right now, which is there's 5 players who have taken leave of absence from 5 different teams or 4 different teams. And a lot of people want to sort of connect the dots, like, oh, this guy left and over here and he was on that team. And everyone wants to try and piece all of this together. And I'm not at the point yet comfortably where I've had someone with direct knowledge of the pending charges tell me, hey, yes, this person has been or will be charged. And until that's the case, and even when that's the case, there's this, sort of presumption of innocence until proven guilty that, I think we have to be really careful to not sort of paint these guys as, necessarily being part of something yet that they haven't officially and formally been linked to.
Frank, what's the NHL's potential involvement in this situation? Are they just waiting for London police to release some of the findings of their investigation before they sort of decide on their own potential punishment for the players involved?
Yeah, Harm, that's the big thing that we're waiting for now. And the fact that this press conference that the London police have planned is not until February 5th. That's 12 days from now. We're going to continue to hear from the NHL at All-Star Weekend, most likely. And unless there's some more explosive reporting between now and then, that they don't know anything. They don't have any more details. And the league has frankly been waiting for this for a long time. Their investigation that they conducted internally has been substantially complete for a long time. But they weren't willing to go out and step out onto a ledge and say, you know what, we're punishing these X number of players because, we feel comfortable in our investigation. What happens if the London police were to conclude theirs and they have more or less information or different information than what the NHL got? They wanted to make sure that everything was kind of synced up across the various investigations, because Hockey in Canada also launched their own private third-party investigation. So it's kind of about lining up all the facts as much as they can before then making a judgment or punishment, in addition to whatever happens criminally for these players with regards to their future hockey career. And frankly, some of it may, in some ways, punishment-wise, take care of itself. If you have players that go through this process and are found guilty and are doing something like jail time, you're looking at, certainly a different case in the NHL's eyes.
Frank, you were really quick to point out the timing of that Utah NHL report. You were quick to call that out. And I just want to say I really appreciated that. I thought that was really good. How disappointed were you by the timing of that report coming out?
Incredibly disappointed, because look, I can tell you for fact that the NHL knew that this was coming, that, from everyone that I've talked to, the league had received proper notice that at least something was happening, a report was going to come out, whatever it might be. They weren't blind to this. And the fact that 27 minutes later, which just happened to be, I think, 7-something in the morning Utah time, which is a really interesting time to send out a press release. The fact that they had someone step up in a prospective owner in Ryan Smith to come out and issue this statement, which is kind of like trying to serve up red meat to hungry hockey fans. Hey, here's a distraction. Look over here. This isn't, no one's talking about sexual assault over here. Let's go do that. And so I think part of what is so incredibly disappointing is that the NHL, they kind of just every single time find a new way to let you down and disappoint you, whether it's the way that they managed the Chicago Blackhawks sexual assault case and what happened there, and their response to it, whether it's the Hockey Diversity Alliance and how much they've pushed back against that, whether it's something as recent as the Pride tape and Pride nights. Every single time they find a new way to, try and distract you from what's actually happening, from any sort of negativity that clouds and surrounds the league, instead of just facing it head on. Like, guys, I didn't see any report today or any statement from the NHL acknowledging that potentially 4 or 5 of its players and or property are potentially facing criminal charges for sexual assault. Like, where was the statement from the NHL saying, hey, we're on top of this, we see the report, anything linked to this, if true, is disgusting and we totally abhor? Like, no, we haven't heard one peep from the NHL. Where are you? Wake up. This is 2024. This is how things work in the modern media world. And trying to think that you can throw something over here with regards to expansion is a flat out joke that anyone's going to be paying attention to Salt Lake City today. And I'll give you one more thing that really drives me nuts about this is, people say, well, what kind of connection are you making between, the Salt Lake City press release? And I saw someone else out there today saying, hey, Salt Lake's had this plan for 10 days. Sorry. The NHL had an opportunity, especially at least upon knowing this yesterday, to put a halt to that press release. The fact that it came out 27 minutes after the damning Globe and Mail report, I don't buy it for 1 second. And more than that, Ryan Smith, prospective owner of this next Utah Salt Lake City NHL franchise, should feel a ton of shame here that he was willingly acting as the NHL's pawn in all of this to try and distract us from the biggest story in the hockey world that's been simmering for the last 2 calendar years, because it just shows, hey, I'm a billionaire and I'm willing to get my hands on an NHL franchise by whatever means necessary, even if it means helping the NHL cover up another gross story.
Frank, good stuff as always. Proud to call you a teammate, man. Thank you for taking the time today.
See you guys.
Canucks Conversation with Harmon and Quads every weekday at 2 p.m. Be sure to check it out on the Canucks Army YouTube channel. And if you missed it, go check it out on your favorite podcast catcher app.